What's going on, everybody? It's EricRayweather back here, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about 3 things that EA dropped the ball with in Madden 19. Now, before we get into the video, I definitely would say that I think they did make a lot of steps forward this year in some good ways. There's still plenty of things that need to be in the game. Obviously, they can't get it all in the game in 1 year. I do understand that, but these 3 things in particular I feel like have been neglected for a while. And it seemed like this year would maybe be the year that we got it. Some of this stuff was alluded to, last year around this time, saying, look for this maybe in 19. And they're still not here. And of course, I know some of you probably have 20 things that you could put on this list. But for me, these are my 3 biggest ones. Definitely drop in the comments below, what do you think they're dropping the ball with? What have they neglected to put in the game that you think is a big deal? See if any of ours have, anything in common. But let's get right into it. So number 1, by far, is an authentic career mode. We have been longing for this in Madden since it left years ago, many years ago. Obviously, they do have like somewhat of a career mode in the game, if you want to call it that. In franchise mode, you can be a player, but that's literally the extent of it. It could not be any more bare bones than it is. In fact, if it got any more bare bones than it was now, it would just cease to exist altogether. Obviously, they did Long Shot last year. They're following it up this year with Long Shot 2. I know they put a lot of time, money, years, resources into that, so of course they're going to see that through. I get it, but the fact that they're still dropping the ball with having an authentic career mode, at least they could have updated the one that they have and maybe added a little bit more depth to it, just something to immerse you into it. There's, like, if you try to play the career mode as it stands in the game now, there is nothing that really keeps you interested. There's nothing. It's like if you can get through an entire season, like, you have an extreme amount of patience, because there's just nothing that is exciting about it. I just don't know how much longer we're going to have to wait to get this back in Madden. It's probably one of the #1 things that all Madden fans collectively want. NBA 2K does a great job with this. Their game pretty much thrives off of this mode. Even NBA Live, which is an EA-created game, they have a great career mode that in some ways is even better than 2K's career mode, certain aspects of it. So the fact that it's still not back in Madden the way it should be properly is really something that they're dropping the ball with. I think they're missing out on a wide demographic of people that would love to pick the game up just to play that. And the fact that we still don't have it at 19, for me, is something that EA is big time dropping the ball on. So that's number 1 on my list. Number 2 is by far customization. Has customization gotten better in Madden? Yes, it has. They added some new equipment this year as well, which was good, but still a lot of stuff that's missing. Obviously, mouthpieces is one that a lot of people complain about. Mouthpieces aren't a big of a deal to me, but I know community as a whole they are. But just things like, obviously, Alvin Kamara doesn't have his turf tape. There's just a lot of equipment that still isn't in the game. Tattoos, I know that they have to get rights for tattoos, but you should still be able to have custom tattoos, right? Put the custom tattoos on players, even if they're not 100% identical. In the career mode that they do have, that's another thing. You can't put tattoos on yourself, which they can be completely generic. That's not there. Like I said, tons of equipment that's not there. Just little things like hairstyles, just like things that NBA Live does great at. Like, that's one thing that I would say NBA Live has over 2K right now. Their customization is off the charts, through the roof. There's so much. Like, they even have certain brands in the game, real life clothing brands that are sponsored, and you can actually buy the gear in the game for your player. None of this is in Madden. We have the customization is very lackluster. While it is improving slowly but surely, still so much more to be desired, so much more that, quite frankly, in 2018 we should have in a video game. So number 2 on my list, customization, something, like I said, they've gotten better with, but they're still dropping the ball in terms of what it could be. I mean, I don't know when they're going to overhaul it all together, but it's definitely something that needs a lot of work. And number 3 on my list is playbook overhauling. Now, in Madden 18, they definitely added a good bit of new formations, a good bit of new plays, so I give them credit there. They definitely updated it, but overall, the playbooks are very stale as a collective. If you look through every playbook in the game, there's just so many playbooks that are very similar. Every formation in the game, it could be in 20 different playbooks, but there's no difference between each playbook. It's literally the same set of 12 plays, each formation, every playbook. There's a few playbooks here or there that have, a formation that's a little bit more unique. It's not in a lot of playbooks, but overall, I mean, this is why you see a lot of people run the same stuff every year, because there's only going to be such a small full of formations that are over effective, and those formations are in certain playbooks, and people are just going to pick the best playbook that formation's in, and that's all people are going to run. But not only just that, custom playbooks are still an issue, right? You know, you try to make a custom playbook, everything's out of order, it's messed up. There's so many other plays that need to be in the game that aren't, like RPOs and different types of trick plays, and I understand that some of the reason that's not there is because they want the AI to be better before they put certain things there, which is understandable. But just overall, custom playbooks, the lack of, you know, so many different types of plays and coverages that should be in the game that aren't there, like, that's one thing that can keep Madden interesting. You have more diverse playbooks, more different things to run. At this point, too many playbooks are similar. Too many playbooks are almost useless altogether because they don't have any great formations in them. And then you have the 5 to 10 playbooks that are above average to really good, and those are the only ones that people dabble in because they're the only ones that have certain formations. And it's just, altogether, that makes the gameplay stale when you see the same stuff over and over, and after you go through a few playbooks, you've pretty much seen it all, and it just gets boring. So those are 3 things that they're big time dropping the ball with, and I feel like those are 3 things that they could, I'm not going to say some of those are easy, like a career mode would obviously take some time, but as far as playbooks and customization, at least those things should be knocked out by now, and hopefully they do that for next year. But yeah, those are my 3 things. Let me know in the comments below, what are your 3 things? Put your top 3 in the comments below. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you did, as always, just drop a like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.